Hello you! It's Sunday night. We're here again. It's Audio Who, we're round the bend. And tonight, guys, it's Peter Davison night. It's Fifth Doctor night. It's the sequel to Tom Baker's Key to Time season with Mary Tam and the Key to Time trilogy by Big Finsh Productions. This is story number, crap, is it 115?
117.
Son of a bitch. 117. This is the opening story of this trilogy entitled The Judgement of Iskar. We have tracers. We have the graceless chicks, who are the tracers. Amy, soon to be later renamed Abby, and Zara. They're a bunch of bitches. We have Perry lost in a planet where time stood still, so you don't ever hear from her again in this story. We have Mars post-Ice Warriors, back when they were known as Martians. And we have a couple of insect creatures, one back and a few others. And we have segments of the Key to Time running around, being decayed, and the universe going awry as a result. What do we think about this? Well, you're about to find out, but before we get to that, let's get to this. It's your panel for this evening. It's the funder from Down Under, early doors on a Monday morning. AJ, how goes it, man?
Hi guys, how are you?
Good to have you, man. All the way from Tottenham, freshly after being told that Suicide Squad was a flop. It's Phil Archer. Phil, how are you?
Good evening, Bodie.
Good to have you, dearie. All the way from the bowels of hell, Texas, Tim Wells. Timbo, how's it going, man?
Hello.
Good to have you, man. And all the way from NYC's own, Mr. Will Medina. Will, how goes it, boss?
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Good to have you, man. So, yes, we have a not bad concept in Fury. We bring back the Key to Time back into the universe. The story concept isn't too bad either, in terms of how it's brought together. The only thing for me where this falls down is the companion and her later-to-be companion and a certain spin-off range of another nature. But we'll get to all that bugbear later on in this cast. To begin with, where to begin? Opening thoughts for this tale. Okay. Well, can I get your opening thoughts on the Judgement of Iskar, please? Peter Davison and Clara. I can't even remember the last names, but proceed.
Sierra Jansen.
And the other chick, yeah.
The other chick's real name is Laura Darlington.
Thank you. Graceless. Proceed.
Hold on. This is like you said, this is the first of a trilogy, and they introduced the two ladies who will run Big Finish as graceless.
Called tracers, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever the wenches are.
Oh, geez, well.
The thing is, besides those two, which I'll get to in a minute. This even is a part of the Key to Time, a new search for the Key to Time, but this explains more of what happened to Mars way back. Mm-hmm. Because if you notice, doing thing story part 3, that the Fifth Doctor mentions of him being on Mars when he did that Big Finish audio
Red Dawn. Yeah.
Red Dawn. And so that and then what's funny, we and him wasn't aware that he was there when Mars was destroyed because of the Key to Time. Mm-hmm. So, and that's to come no more were they you could say a peaceful race, then they become more hard or militaristic like that. And especially for him, because he put himself in hibernation for a lot of years because he wanted to run into the Fifth Doctor again, who he thought was the cause of the destruction of his planet. Now for Amy, like that, this character was a little bit weird because she just mentioned that she was created like a day or two ago. So it was a little bit weird that she was able to understand certain things quickly, like how she got a bruise, how to say certain words to people when she was calming down the you can say the other alien races that was fighting the Ice Warriors like that. So either she picked up stuff so quickly, or maybe doing the travel in the TARDIS, she picked something up to read. But she picked up words real fast, which we noticed in the first chapter. The doctor was explaining certain words or terms, what they mean, since certain words are used more than in many different ways. So it was weird to see her pick it up that fast. As for her sister, well, I can't even call her sister, but they're not
Zara,
biological.
what a bitch.
Yeah. But that one is a weird character because instead of being together with a sister, she wanted to control everything and be and became corrupted. So like we'll find out in the second and third volume of this series what's going to happen with that. But we do know us hearing Big Finish for quite a while. We know that those two did that spin-off of Graceless. The one I gotta get, I was a little bit mixed about how the story like that, but I gotta give props for one thing. That pain in the neck that was with the bad girl who was only thinking about money. I was so happy. I was so happy to see that Ice Warrior bumped them off. Like I was happy. That gets a thumbs up big time.
What was that guy's name? It's something Jones. Played 14 Zinc. I think the character's name was. Yeah.
I thought his name. Oh, Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones. He played Zinc. Yeah. Yeah.
Zinc. Well, he was called some Harmonicus 14.
Yeah. There you go. Well, they called him Zinc for sure, but no, you're right. I was glad he get bumped off as well pretty quickly.
So, I'm going to nitpick later on when we get into other stuff, but it's not bad, but it had a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah, of course.
But like, I'm looking forward to hearing the other two parts to see how it ends. Like that.
Alrighty, cheers, mate. Timbo, opening thoughts for you on this one, mate?
Well, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was interesting how they kind of continued the key to time thing and kind of explained how the doctor actually made a mistake by putting it together with a false part rather than the real fixed part, and that this is because of that. I mean, in other words, it's happening again or whatever because of that. Like, and I thought it was cool too that the idea, instead of the parts being human this time, they were not human, but these tracers are human. Yeah. Or they took on. The reason that you get to the end of the story, the reason the two girls are different is because one of them is in the company of the doctor the whole time, and the other one's in the company of the bad guy. That's why she's not really. In other words, they learn so quickly, they absorb whoever they're with in a way. So that's why this girl Amy turns out to be so good, because she's hanging out with the doctor the whole time, whereas the other one turns out to be the villain because she's hanging out with that Zinc guy, at least.
Yeah. Zara.
That was why they were behaving differently, I think. But as far as the story goes, it almost seems like it's two stories mashed together. The Key to Time, I don't know if it meshes that well with the Ice Warrior story. It's because it kind of jumps from one story to the other in a kind of awkward way. It's not bad at all, though, and it's pretty entertaining. But it seemed like the two stories don't have anything to do with each other.
Fair dues. All right, Phil.
I kind of half enjoyed the story and half didn't. In the sense of the two human tracers, I did like the bad one better than the cute one.
I agree with that.
I do like it when the girls go a bit bad and wild. So that
There's the game, man. Yes.
But you know what I mean. It makes the story zip along quite nicely. And you know what the funny thing was? There was a scene in the story where Amy's being tortured by one of those insect women. And she's like,
went back. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yes. And she's like, don't you feel the pain? Oh, just a little bit. But I do this to you and this to you. And it was so funny.
Hey, prim prick. Yeah, really? Is that it? Okay.
So that was kind of a cool scene as well. And the Ice Warriors, they were fine, but I didn't think they would realise that well. That main one, the main Ice Warrior.
Iskar. Nick Briggs was brilliant in this one.
Yeah, he was brilliant. I'll give him that. He was brilliant. But I just thought that Iskar Ice Warrior was a bit of a nonce, really.
No, but you got to remember, Philip, he was one of the few survivors when the planet was destroyed.
He
went to sleep
for
a lot of years. So he was not there when the rest of them was redeveloping themselves like that. I'm going to get into other stuff I'm going to mention in a minute.
All right. AJ. And for you, mate, opening thoughts?
I found the story a bit slow in parts. Probably other people have thought that too. It picked up and then went down, up and down like a roller coaster. I didn't like the character of Amy at all. She was very childlike and kind of annoying. But I could see the parallel between the two of Amy and Zara, whereas Amy's the good child and Zara's the petulant, I'm going to knock down your sandcastle child.
Yeah.
I just thought the whole thing with the Ice Warriors was really cool, how the doctor was there
for the end of the civilization, but the beginning of them becoming warriors. He basically created the Ice Warriors, which I thought was a neat little twist, creating your own sort of enemy in the future. Yeah, I didn't mind the story though. It was, like I said, up and down, but I did like the part with the Dark Guardian at the end of the story. With,
Spoiler alert, folks. Yeah.
Sorry, but yeah, David Troughton playing the Dark Guardian, which was cool, I thought.
Yeah,
So,
one whole line, but yeah, that's what rolls us into story number 2.
Yes.
Remember that this audio came out in 2009. Nobody knows what at the end of this, what happened at the end of this audio. They go bite the head.
So yeah.
In other words, yeah, that's Wall's interpretation of saying "fuck you" if you've not heard it. So there you go. Myself, good in parts, not so good in other parts. Ice Warriors, I thought were good. I loved the whole backstory, the earthquakes on Mars due to the key being part of the pyramid. And so hence why you've got the reason why they become Ice Warriors, and it's no longer given freely. Oh God, Amy and Zara. Like Wall alluded to, I preferred Zara in this, but again, Tim explained why you had like a yin and yang type characteristic of both characters in this. I'm sorry, that whole it tickles just get really fucking dumb and got on my nerves so very quickly. I wanted to take my nearest baseball bat and smash myself over the head, without the aid of Jeffrey D. Morgan, I might add. Nothing against the actresses. Again, they can only deal with the material they're given at certain points. I do know that hearing the odd graceful story down the road, the character of Abby, which is later renamed due to contractual issues because the BBC put their foot down because Karen Gillan was on TV at the time, is a lot better than she was in this initial outing. So at least they did improve the character as time went on. The second part of the story that Tim alluded to, where they ended up on where was that? It wasn't in the past, it was the insect world.
No, it was in the future. They jumped a lot of years ahead.
What, was that still Mars?
No, it was another planet.
Oh, okay. I thought it was still on Mars.
No, but remember he went to sleep.
But what was the name of the insect creatures?
I forgot what they were called. I can look it up. Give me a second. I forgot what they were called.
As you can tell,
I know they had Wembeck, Metzger, and Tetra was 2 characters.
Yeah, that's the 3 characters. But what's the name of the actual race?
Okay.
I can't remember that.
All right, fuck it. Who played the 3? Wembeck, Metzger, and Fetris.
Who played them? Please check.
Sorry, the species name is the Valdigian.
Right, there we go. The Valdigians.
Yeah, Valdigians. Yeah.
Right. The portion of the story with the
planet's called Safe Place.
Safe Place. There we go. Right. Okay, right. Got you. Right. The portion on Safe Place was a bit messed for me. Although I kind of did realise that they had to have another place to go to look for the other segment, which weirdly enough ended up being the whole castle.
Yeah.
Fair enough. These, and I mean, like Tim says, 2 stories, a wee bit muddled here and there, but it's passable. So I can say it's passable. Davison's top notch as always, but this story is just passable for me.
Don't you think the imagery of the 2 girls with their rucksacks remind you of those sort of like anime type of girls that run around in short miniskirts and,
So this is Doctor Who, Big Finish Main. It's not an episode of Sailor fucking Moon, mate. What are you talking about, anime girls with big satchels and...
No, but it's the imagery I got when they're walking around with a pan-dimensional...
No, I was getting the satchels. I was getting more things like, I don't know, Legend of Zelda or video games like that, RPG games where you put things in your satchel and shit, So.
Bag of holding gun and Dungeons and Dragons.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, that was probably better. Yeah.
Another question: do you not think that it kind of messes up Laws of the Red Planet in regard to the Ice Warriors?
What do you mean?
No, I'm gonna ask which one? Laws of the Red Planet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not really, because with the Ice Warriors you meet in the first part of this story are not warriors yet. In fact, they have a very peaceful government system where it's all about trading. Look how they offer everybody water every 5 minutes.
It's given freely.
It's given freely, yes, because that's their bartering system or whatever. And it actually shows them to be nothing like the Ice Warriors later, because they're not warriors at all.
That's right.
I think it was implied, like William said, that the Doctor actually kind of screws that up and turns them into Ice Warriors inadvertently through his actions in this story.
Which is no, but it's funny that it was funny that when the planet explodes, him and Amy jumped in the TARDIS and goes to the future to that other planet.
Safe place.
Safe place. Which is weird that not a few years after the catastrophe, I don't know how many years, the second Doctor shows up and see the creation of the Ice Warriors and the Lords of the Red Planet. And remember, you're following it because the second Doctor is there. He's not aware. Of course, he's not going to be aware that his future incarnation was the one that caused the catastrophe. Just like when this, I don't know when it takes place. There's another audio that just came out at the same time this one came out, which was called The Prisoner's Dilemma.
Right. Wait,
So,
no, that's McCoy and Ace, and that's just Zara.
Yeah, but she's not aware that's a Doctor either.
No, but that essentially takes place when she's off elsewhere looking for another segment. It's no different feel like the Veil Leper set and stuff like that. So, with regards to your question, Phil, what you got to remember is when the Lord of the Red Planet, that's the one where you got the mine shafts and all that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And that evil witch woman one.
Well, all you got to take into account with that is that takes place after what's the Troughton one on TV?
Oh, Ice Warriors or the Seas of Death.
Seas of Death, wasn't it?
I think it's the
before that, in the Ice Warriors time.
But no, all you need to know is, Phil, with regards to this particular audio we're doing and Lords of the Red Planet, Lords of the Red Planet, for the Ice Warriors' point of view, is after this. Well, the portion that's on Mars, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before its destruction.
Yeah. No, it's after.
After the destruction, remember, the Ice Warriors were being created after. That was the result. That was their way they could survive a harsh planet.
Makes sense. Well done, Will. Thank you.
All right. Now that we've put Philip in his place, any events, characters, or instances are in this story, that's it for you guys. All right, Philip, you've been waffling enough. You might as well get the full chunk of change again. What do you reckon?
I don't know. I just like the idea. I like the idea that the Doctor was trapped inside the satchel and being
a tight squeeze.
Yeah, and be slowly dissolving, crushed inside that.
Telling himself Brothers Grimm's fairy tales, three little pigs and all the rest of it.
And like I mentioned earlier, Wempeck's, shall we say, a torture of poor old Amy, and it just turned out to be a farce for her, to be honest. I like those two bits. And of course, that bloke, Zinc, and I like Will said, I'm glad he was fucked off quite early on.
Okay. All right, well.
Oh, well, I got to give props to the Fifth Doctor. He played the role real good because he was not aware, I said earlier, that what he did to the Ice Warriors. And he wanted so much to find the key to time for the universe to collapse. That he wasn't aware that Iskar was going to go to sleep and follow him because he thought it was that. So the Fifth Doctor stood out right there, but he tried his best to try to solve the situation, even though, of course, and in the cliffhanger, we're going to get to that another time. He was trying to do his best to solve it. Now, Amy, for a new character, you could say a new character because, as the story says, she's only been around for 2 days, born, whatever, 2 days. She got to give her props that she was able to understand the language and how things go like that, and she wasn't acting like her sister. But she realized it was just, I keep saying her sister, but they're not biologically connected. The sister was what
I wouldn't worry about it. You
know, she was being bad, and she was trying to be, you could say, not be a hurtful person that hurts people like that. So I got to give Amy props for that, for sticking out. Now for the Meska and Wembeck, that was pretty funny at that because their society.
The lesbian wedding. Yes.
That stood out because it was funny that was their way of situation for a war to happen on their planet, that a child would take over the thing, even though he's a child, so he'd be like 22, 23, and it keeps going with other children like that for the no war breaks out.
Yeah.
But of course, thanks to the interference of Zara like that, one tried to poison the other one, try to poison the other. So lucky the Doctor was able to cure her of the poison. So those stuff really, that stood out pretty good. And of course, like Philip said, this knucklehead getting killed by the Ice Warrior, that was a great write. And whoever wrote it, you get thumbs up for that. Get rid of that character.
Well, who played Wembeck and Meska?
Wembeck was Heather Wright.
Okay.
And Meska was Raquel Cassidy.
There you go. So, again, maybe no familiar names for a lot of folk out there, but I do believe they've been in the odd audio here and there.
They have.
So,
Cassidy was in the TV episode as well, the one with the two-parter with the also people they're called, or what was it? The
Gangers. Yeah.
The Gangers, yeah.
She was in that with Mark Bonner. All right, there you go. So, yeah. Tomorrow, the Almost People and whatever the fuck the other one was called. It was shit anyway. All right, AJ, what's it for you?
I like the part at the beginning of episode 3 where the Fifth Doctor has a monologue. It feels a bit like New Who. You know, sometimes you got a single character monologuing the story at the beginning.
Yeah.
It sort of gave me a flash of that. I also like the part where Zara was pretending to be the spirit for the castle for who knows how long, trying to find a piece of, basically, she was inside the piece the whole time, but she just couldn't find it, which was quite funny. Iskar, he stood out really well too. He was, I don't know how old, probably a couple of 100 years old by that point when the Doctor met up here.
Thousands. When he was sleeping, he slept. He slept for a lot of time.
Doctor, this is treason.
There you go. We got another Nick Breed.
He's my baldy buddy, you know. There you go.
But yeah, Iskar was awesome. He was really cool, I thought.
Good. Timbo, how about you, mate?
Well, who stood out for me in this was actually Peter Davison. I don't know if it's because his voice is older or because he just sounds a lot more like he has a lot more authority than he ever had on television as the Doctor. Yeah. I mean, on television, he's the young guy that always gets in trouble. It seems like, and he's not. He doesn't have half the authority that either Pertwee or Baker would have walking into a situation. Mm-hmm. You know, he always came across as the young, inexperienced guy. But in this one, he seems to be, you know, carrying it all, like, you know, no problem. You don't get any of that. In other words, you don't get any of that naivety that he had on TV for some reason. And I think that's a good thing. I thought he was very effective. And I didn't really have a problem with the girl. I thought that was the point, that she was supposed to be, you know, like a child, very inexperienced. And like we said, she absorbs up the presence of whoever she's with, which happens to be the Doctor, which is why she's good compared to the other girl who was with that guy that everybody was happy to see shot in episode 2.
Kill the bastard, yes. I totally get your point with regards to keep going to call her Abby. She's not renamed Abby later on, but yeah, Amy. When you look at it that way, I can kind of see what they were going for. It's just, for me, I'm sorry, it was still fucking annoying. It tickles. Let's go this way. Oh, it tickles. Put a bullet in my head, man. Seriously. But no, that notwithstanding, for me, a lot of the stuff's been covered with the guys. What I did though, you mentioned Nick Bridges as Iskar. You had that scene, I think it was in part 4, when you mentioned the events are Red Dawn. I've been to Iskar's tomb and they just blooming decked him one, man. They went, oh, what's that all about, man, you know? Violence by the Ice Warrior, the old fella. Yeah. The safe place element on the spaceship, when he had all the segments, and Zara used was it a time ring or time bracelet to get the hell on out of there when the ship was going to explode. And it turned out the segments were underneath his chair, and was it a safe or a box or something?
It was a box that it blocked.
It blocked anybody, the psychic link.
Yeah,
that was a good one. And you had the whole scuffle at the end about only two spaces in the space pod. The two Ice Warriors basically get told to get to fuck. You've got to live, and we'll stand here and do the double sacrifice. All hope looks lost. He comes up with a brilliant idea. He punches in a few keys, and then fade to black. Mm-hmm. And we have David Troughton, and that sets us up for story number 2, which we'll be covering probably before April is out. So we'll see what happens there. But no, all in all, it's by far not the best story that Big Finish has ever written. It's no god awful, but it's it's kind of meh for me. But you still get some gems in there in terms of overall performances. Right, guys. Open mid portion of the cast. Anything else you want to bring up regarding this tale before we get it rated and in the can?
No, what's funny is that the key to time was decaying.
Yeah.
Thanks to the Fourth Doctor using that fake one in the Armageddon factor.
Yeah.
That was the reason why the key was decaying.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, he started the whole shebang because of not realizing, not getting the last one in time, doing that story arc.
Well, I think that's the one cool thing about this story is that they managed to give or pick up that problem with that story, because back in the day, a lot of people complain that the whole series of the Key to Time kind of ends up on a damp squib because they don't really do much with it. It ends up being like a useless adventure because they end up dispersing the pieces back, not back to where they came from, but again throughout the universe. So it's like, okay, this is a way for Big Finish to say, okay, we're going to take these toys out of the toy box and tell a different story and continue from that, which is cool, which is what they do. So that's cool.
Okay.
I would have liked a bit more the Grace info and stuff. And we do get them. I know we get them towards the end of the trilogy, but I would have liked to see a bit more of the Grace pop up here and there.
According to extras, this was the last one they recorded actually out of the trilogy.
Oh, is it on a reverse?
Well, it's the last one they recorded, so it's...
See, the copy I had to hand at the time, I never heard any extras. I never put the CD in, so I wasn't aware of that. All right, fair enough, Tim.
Okay, cool.
And for you, AJ?
Yeah, in the story, they say that they live around the equator of Mars. Wouldn't that be the hottest point of the planet? Aren't they supposed to like the cold, so the north?
Yeah, but they explained that, I think, something to do with the... what was it?
The way they grew the environment, they made the
something to do with the
balance.
structure and the way it was waving in and out or something.
Well, didn't they imply also that Mars wasn't the way it is now, that it was actually more Earth-like?
It was more habitable. It was more habitable.
In their time, at the beginning?
Yeah.
So.
I guess so.
Okay.
Oh,
That's the only thing that stood out to me.
Okay. And for me, I've only got two questions. Does Fesca get double winged with the two brides? And I guess my only other question would be, and I've drawn a blank. Shit.
Does the Doctor get back in time to see the wedding?
That as well, yeah. That's right, because Amy was just complaining about that at one point. I guess we'll find it in the second story.
Well, one good question is where is Perry? Because he's looking.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell is Perry? Yeah, she's stuck somewhere on a planet where time stood still.
And what is she wearing? Apparently, she's wearing very little.
Nothing wrong with that.
Probably, yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
Well, all these questions and more will be answered when the Key to Time 2 continues, kids. Anything else?
No, I think
No. Well, it's that time again.
We'll pray you to go back on Philip's ass.
Brickleberry. The Key to Time trilogy. Big Finish main range story 117. The Judgement of Iskar. Peter Davison and the two, what was their names again? The two graceless chicks.
Amy and Zoa.
No, the actresses. My apologies to them.
The actresses Sierra Jansen and Laura Donington.
Thank you. Those two. You got a paycheck, ladies. Stop complaining.
One of those women is famous for another show that she used to be on. I can't remember what it was though.
Go Google it and find out.
Yeah. Google is your friend, Philip. Anyway.
I think it was a Hollyoaks or something.
No, fuck that shit. Ratings time.
Okay.
Right. AJ, what do you give the Justice of the Jacks out of 10, man?
That's not the title.
Justice
for
of
fuck's
Iskar.
sake. Oh. Right. Whoop. Ooh. The Justice of Iskar.
Judgment!
Just give us a fucking title.
Judgement of Iskar. Okay, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. It was a good story, but it wasn't overly memorable.
Did I say title? I meant number. Thanks, mate. We're doing so well. Well, what's the view? But
I raised it up another 0.5 to a 7.5 for just bumping up that a-hole that only thought about money. So it gets a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah. Fuck you, Zink. Timbo, what do you reckon, mate?
I'll give it an 8. I thought it wasn't that bad. I think the only thing is it felt like there were two stories kind of mashed together. It didn't really fit that well. I would say that structurally it's not that good, but I mean, the overall entertainment value was good. So I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I'll go with that. All right, Phil, go for it.
I'm going to give it a 7 as well, around about a 7, because it's an okay story, but it's not as good as the rest that follow beyond it. And I'll give it its fair due. It did well for the Ice Warriors' origins and destruction, basically. So I like that part of it. And there were some funny bits in it as well. So yeah, that's 7 out of 10.
Okay, mate. And for me, I'll agree with Wall there. I'll give it a 7.5. As Tim alluded to, the structure's not the best. But at no point within the story, even though I had issues with certain things with it, I wasn't bored. I didn't want to turn off. I wanted to kill myself at points, but I didn't want to turn off. So, yeah, 7.5 for me, and it's a decent enough start. We'll see if the trilogy puts up or not as and when we get down the line. So, as always, folks, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone has one. You go and express your right and have yours. Enjoy or despise. Your call. Right, guys, done dusted in the can finito. It just leaves us to let you know what we're doing next week on Audio Who, and it's the turn of the big clown jacketed one himself in the guise of Colin Baker. And Philip?
I think, if I've got this right, we're doing a double whammy of Colin Baker.
No, we're no dumbass, but keep going.
And it's called The Wrong Doctors?
At least to go at the title right. Well done, Philip. Yes, we'll begin a three-parter, a list three-parter with himself and Bonnie Langford in The Wrong Doctors in the Big Finish main range. So we look forward to sitting down and tackling that next Sunday. To the panel, as always, guys, thanks for your attendance here this evening. I know it's not always viable with work, drinking, or in Philip's case, saying that Suicide Squad was a flop. But that notwithstanding, it's always a pleasure to have you on board. As always, guys, check out our mates and mateettes in the wacky, wonderful world of YouTube. You have the guys and dolls over at Geeks Assembled with audio heads and all the various casts. You have Dr. Freedom and his daily news broadcast, his Omega Files, and the adventures of Dr. Freedom and Eric. Death Moon 9 is on the way, I believe. You have Sammy Carter, Johnny Blues, Mike Shannon, and everybody's online. Harry with Doctor Who News. You even get Sue with TARDIS Blues Radio. And in the event Sue gets in contact with me this week and wants to put her 2 cents in, it will be inserted here.
If not, fuck off.
Of course. So with that, fuck off. We're getting the hell on out of here. Be excellent to yourself, folks, and each other, and we'll see you next week. Sayonara, and the Easter Bunny's coming, so don't overdo it on the chocolate.
Oh,
Fuckity bye.
There we are.